Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make your Blue Yeti microphone sound better and how to set it up. I've had this microphone for a couple of years now and I wanted to show you how to actually get it out of the box, set it up and also how to make the sound better with a software afterwards. Because when it comes out of the box it's just a raw sound. And so I'm also going to show you how to change that raw sound without effects to later on show you how to add effects and actually make the Blue Yeti microphone sound professional. But first guys, if you want, you can go down on this video in the comment section and click on the first comment that I pinned. This will bring you to my Fiverr. And here as you can see on my Fiverr you can get a logo or a banner or both for your YouTube channel if you want. But now back to the video. So as you can see I have the Blue Yeti microphone just in front of me here. This is how it looks when you get it out of the box. Now I personally actually have a foam that goes with it. Now this foam actually slightly makes your audio warmer, not by that much, but I actually like the slight difference that there is. But that of course is completely optional, and if you want to buy one, make sure it's quite a large one because the Blue Yeti is pretty big. But as I said, it's an optional addition. So I do want to show you what's underneath here. As you can see, you have two ports here. You have the micro USB that goes to USB. So the micro USB goes into your Blue Yeti microphone and the USB goes into your PC. And on the other side we have an input for headphones, so you could hear yourself while recording. I don't really like that, but it's definitely something you could do if you want to. And then underneath here you can see this is for a converter. It's actually a little golden converter. I'll show you afterwards. That helps you screw your Blue Yeti microphone onto other stands. Now as you can see, this is the piece here. This is the golden piece. This converter is actually very useful and could be used in a lot of cases. As you can see here, I'm just turning it on like this. So there you go, I have it mounted. So the stand, or the boom arm rather, that I'm using is the Rode PSA-1 boom arm. I actually have a review on my channel if you want to check it out. But I thought this one to be very useful. It's a very stable one and I can move around my microphone pretty much any way I want. It also has a very nice alignment for your cables so that you can actually manage the cables pretty well. But in any case, here in the front, also very important. The first button here is the mute button. So when it's actually flickering, it means it's muted. And when the light is constantly on, it actually means it's unmuted so that you can hear yourself. So make sure that if you're recording or using your microphone in any instance, that this light is actually always on. And underneath here, as you saw earlier, you have that input where you could put headphones. And this would be the volume in case you want to use that. Now going to the back here, also very important. The first one over here is the gain. So the gain makes sure that this one is not too high, because if it's too high you will hear the room, which you don't want. But also don't put it too low because it will be too quiet. Just find a point where you don't hear too much background noise, but that you actually have enough gain to actually hear your own voice. It's very important. So you have to find a nice balance. I don't do it more than a quarter up, even lower than that generally. Now you should actually have a manual, or at least this piece of paper that should be with your Blue Yeti when you buy it. In case you don't have it, here you go. I can show it you here on the screen. It just basically shows the 4 patterns that you can choose from. So the first one here is stereo. Stereo, that's the 2 circles that intertwine. This is basically for more a music setup recording, so as you can see vocals or recording instruments, making sure that the sound comes actually from both sides. Then you have cardioid, that's what I use, and most people on YouTube will use if you're planning to make any video or voiceover. And as you can see, it's used in cases as podcasts as well. It basically just means that the sound is coming from the front directly to your mouth and that it basically doesn't pick any or the least possible noise around your microphone. They have omnidirectional, meaning that it comes from every side. This is basically when you just put Blue Yeti somewhere, make sure that you hear everything in the room, such as of course doing some kind of recordings, some kind of nature recordings, or making conference calls obviously. And then the last one would be bidirectional. This is simply in an interview setup where you talk to somebody and you're on one side of the microphone and the other person is on the other side of the microphone. Also something that I definitely advise you to have is a pop filter. This will remove sounds mostly when you're recording, so that you just avoid recording those kind of noises because they're pretty useless. It could actually be very annoying to the listener. So that's why having a pop filter that blocks those kind of noises. Now there are people who show you how to make it homemade, but it's also not really that expensive to buy one. I think mine costs between 15 and 20 euros, so you don't have to go over that. So this is of course something you could nicely clip onto the boom arm, and then you actually can just put it in front of your microphone. Now for what goes off the foam, the boom arm itself and this pop filter, these are optional, but the boom arm is definitely important so you don't have too much vibrations, because the stand that actually comes with the Blue Yeti at the beginning really isn't that good. So I definitely advise you to get into a boom arm. And of course at the beginning, if you really don't have the money to invest it, you can actually just go with that stand. But just make sure there's not too much vibration, because that will also mess up your audio. The foam, really not that necessary, I just like it personally. And then the pop filter, as I said, quite important, but isn't that expensive. And so that's a nice way to actually start your setup, to actually start recording audio and using the Blue Yeti microphone. But last but definitely not least, and which is probably going to be the most important part of making the sound better of your Blue Yeti microphone and removing that raw sound that you get with pretty much any microphone that you get out of a box, because there are never any filters or what on it, so it just sounds really raw, is using a software. And one of those softwares can be Voicemeeter. Now Voicemeeter is a really easy to use and free software. I actually have a video on my channel too, one to show you how to download and install Voicemeeter, and one how to actually set it up correctly. So make sure that if you want to start out with this free one, you can go on my channel and check the video out about Voicemeeter. But lately I've been using my personal favorite, the actually integrated audio settings from OBS. You just go to the three dots right here and go to filters. As you can see, you can add some more detailed filters to make your sound actually better. Now, I will do a video on that soon. Maybe by the time you're watching this, it's already up. So basically how to make your sound better in OBS. In any case, those are just examples of how you can do it. But I definitely advise you in the first place to actually use a software always to make your sound better. As I said, while taking out the Blue Yeti out of the box and actually setting it up. So to actually start recording a YouTube video, a voiceover, podcast, whatever you want. And as I said, you can just start off with Voicemeeter. I have the videos on my channel. But in any case, guys, hope this video helped, of course. Please leave a like, it would be really nice. Subscribe would also be really nice. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye.